The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the hosts and guests as individuals, and do not necessarily reflect those of advertisers or sponsors. This show is intended as entertainment and commentary only. The producers strive for verisimilitude, but nothing said on this podcast should be taken as fact by the listener or viewer without performing due diligence.
That existence, the physical universe, is basically playful. There is no necessity for it whatsoever. It isn't going anywhere. That is to say, it doesn't have some destination that it ought to arrive at.
Holy crap, kids. It's that time of year again. For what it's worth to you, it's the holidays here at KYHO, and we're all festive as fuck. And, what do you want stuffed in your stocking, my sweet, innocent child? A coupon for a Hitman, you say? Andrew's got you covered. Plus, the obligatory Whamageddon update, a bit of a look at everyone's favorite holiday horn demon, and our favorite festive music choices. So grab your sacks, strap into that sleigh bell rig of yours, and go get your damn shot. We're sick of this shit already. Anyway, here are all of your holiday favorites. Rudolph, Dancer, Professor Prancer, and, Chris. Sorry, guys. I got nothing. Nothing at all. Happy holidays.
And ho, 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 and welcome back. This is Keep Your Hat... Of course I did that. This is Keep Your Hat On, the show where, hell, even we don't know where we're going to go. But we kind of know where we're going to go because you all out there are hearing this at the most festivest time of the year. So now it's time for the airing of grievances with Dr. Mark Peterson and Chris Vacano.
Hello.
And Ty Robert Anthony.
Yeah.
And I, of course, am Andrew Scott, and I am here with a lead-off story that I found fascinating. So, if you need a hitman...
Good start.
Where do you go?
Who are you going to call?
Right, who are you going to call for a hitman? Well, apparently, you go to Rent-A-Hitman.com.
I've heard of this, Andrew.
This just popped for me today. So we all know out there that there's the regular good old interwebs that we use, and then there is something called the dark web. And the dark web is full of 99% unsavory characters. And it is notorious for having places of connection where you can rent a hitman.
Yeah, so this is like the Silk Road, right?
Yeah, exactly. The Silk Road is probably one of the most notorious places on the dark web. They went defunct about 5 or 6 years ago. But anyways, so the long and the short of this is Bob Innes is a guy in California, man, who runs a website, just a plain old top-level domain website called Rent-A-Hitman. And what he's essentially done is he openly invites people to come in who don't know better and let them incriminate themselves in order to turn them over to the police and be arrested for soliciting a murder.
Is there a name for like dumb trolling? I mean, these aren't, you're not even trolling troll. This isn't even trolling. This is something entirely.
I'm sure there is.
Netting?
I know you're talking.
I don't know.
About
I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is a great deal. Look, I get to spend my Bitcoin. I get to vent some aggravation, and I get to be indicted.
You don't even get that far. Because what he does is he at first, when he started doing this, he didn't believe that anybody would fall for this. And To quote him in the CNN article that I am reading, quote, "I thought nobody can be that stupid, and boy, have I been proven wrong."
Wow.
He says that more than 400 people have filled out service request forms on the site since it launched, including some who have expressed interest in becoming hitmen, as well as pranksters trying to play jokes on friends. Of those, roughly 10% turned into legitimate cases where the police became involved.
Now, wait a minute. How do the police find you to investigate? Are you actually putting your...
What he does, the order of operations is this. People show up on the website, and he's got clues and like essentially visual Easter eggs all over the website. He says these people, whoever they are, they see HIPAA, and he's got HIPAA on there, but for him, HIPAA stands for, hold on a second here. I'll edit this together. Field operative.
While you're looking, let's just take a moment to reflect on how difficult it is actually to become a hitman, because they always ask for experience, right? And how are you supposed to get experience and not be a hitman?
Isn't that the way with all the trades?
Isn't
that the way with all the trades?
Problem.
I wonder if they have Journey. I wonder if they have Journey Hitman.
A journeyman hitman?
Or Apprentice Hitman?
Where you go out and you just shoot somebody's dog?
Have to be an apprentice. You don't want to just do this, there should be an apprenticeship period.
You'd think.
There probably is.
You'd think. If you can't hit the broadside of a barn. The site promises confidentiality under the HIPAA Act of 1964, which in his case stands for Hitman Information Privacy and Protection Act of 1964.
Of 1964. That's
right.
Exactly.
What I'm asking, Andy, what I was asking is, what are the identifiers the cops are using to investigate these?
So
things?
let me get to that. I told you I'd spell the whole thing out.
Okay.
What happens is and I'm just going to say this, all right? Some uninitiated dotard shows up on this website being angry at somebody and wants to hire a hitman. Now, he's got stuff all over the front page that are little clues to the fact that this isn't a real service. But as the article says, some people still fall for it, and they fill out online forms with their real name, their real contact information, and details about who they want handled. And that was in air quotes. And so what he does, and this is, honestly, if you're thinking that this is all a kind of a trolling dragnet to just fuck with people's lives, it's not. Because once you hit send, he gives you 24 hours to cool off. And he says, quote, "It's kind of like a cooling off period to come back to your senses. I wanted to give people the opportunity to walk away," he says. Quote, "After a day, I asked them 2 questions. Do you still require our services? And do you want to be connected with a field operative? If they respond yes to both, Inez connects them with a law enforcement agency in their area, which takes over communications with the suspect. Inez never discusses a fee. He leaves that to the field operatives, who in this case are po-po."
Right. I want to stop here. Have these people, regardless of the fact that there are all kinds of visual cues to let you know that this is not for real. First of all, have any of these people ever seen any spy movies or hitman movies?
Apparently not.
You never give up your real name or your address. You just hire the guy, you tell him who you want hit, and then you never see them again.
Right? Yeah. No, these people are really not firing on all cylinders.
They're not firing at all.
This is
right? That's kind of why they're,
This is a massive honeypot for stupid.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what it is. You're just getting the top level of stupid homicidal cream as an easy get. Because even one of these people said in their initial communications with him, that it's a little weird that this exists somewhere other than the dark web. And, you know, I mean, Ines or Ines, however pronounces his name, I'd be sitting on the other end of the keyboard going, well, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, but, this is some digital Darwinism.
Yeah, and
there's a Darwin Award hiding.
Oh
there
yeah,
on one side of this equation or the other. Yeah, but
I'm gonna steal that and start using it. Digital Darwinism. That's brilliant.
I'm sure we're not the first doing that, but I was so overwhelmed by the sheer. Wait, really? This is a thing of this? More than 400 people have filled out service requests forms since the site launched, including some who have expressed interest in becoming hitmen themselves. So you're getting two for the price of one here. Yeah. You're filtering out the stupid people that would hire hitmen out in the open, and you're dragnetting potential future hitmen who really don't deserve the name.
I would like to get into the business, but I don't want to go to the dark web. And how about giving me a crack? Give me the chance.
That's too much work.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention because obviously it means that there's some filtering happening of the gene pool, and it's an easy grab.
Because it's the shallow end.
It very much is the shallow, scummy part where all the effluent gets caught in a little
it's cleaning out the
trap.
filter of the gene pool.
Well, I tell you what, folks, we will be back in just a minute to start the show proper because, you know, this was a soft opening, and now we're going to get to the real meat of things. I'm Andrew Scott, along with Dr. Mark Peterson and Chris Vacano and Ty Robert Anthony, and we will be back after this. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, no shit. I seriously, that popped up for me this morning.
That's fucking hilarious.
There's Mark.
Hey everybody, Michael, your stalwart announcer here, the voice of the Keep Your Hat On podcast. We really hope you're enjoying the shows we put out every month and the bonus goofiness we try and throw in. If you do, we'd really appreciate your support. While we'd love it if you could help us out with a monthly donation by heading over to patreon.com/NBBN, please don't forget that you can also support us by telling your friends, relatives, the hot Amazon delivery guy, hell, your potted fern, about the show, and do the like, click, and subscribe thing. That's free, and it helps us out more than you might suspect. We just want to keep putting something good out into this bananas world at this extra bananas time, and we want you along for the ride. No matter what, thanks so much for audio visualizing. Now, let's get back to the show.
And we are back. This is Keep Your Hat On. I'm Andrew Scott, along with Dr. Mark Peterson.
Ho, ho, ho.
Boy, could you make that sound more menacing? Jesus. I'll put a little bit of processing. Yeah, I'll put a little bit of processing on that.
I think we have a Christmas figure coming up here directly.
That would say ho,
that's
ho,
true.
Ho that way.
Yeah. And of course, Ty Robert Anthony.
Whatever.
And Chris Vacano. And Chris, how you doing with Whamageddon?
Hashtag I'm still safe.
Right? We had a scare. Ty brought up the fact that he thought that he was out, but after a clarification of the rules, we find out that Ty's surviving. And
so I'm on Spotify, right?
Is there a mechanism? Is there a button on the Spotify interface that says no Whamageddon? So you just save and it just filters your music from the top.
Nah, that makes it too easy.
I only wish. Listen, I was on Spotify. I was on the new release radar playset that it was offering up to me, and I hit this song, and I was like, oh, I've heard that before. And first of all, when we started this challenge, I couldn't even remember what that song sounded like. And then I hit this cover of it, and I was like, oh, was that the song they were? Oh, man! Oh!
But what Ty was actually listening to was, in fact, a cover version which means he's safe. You are totally free to enjoy cover versions.
Except for the fried synapses from actually listening to that song, no matter who's covering it.
Hey, for me, that's Mariah Carey and
I was just going to bring her
torment.
up. I've managed to dodge that one too, since I'm playing both Whamageddon and the Planet GTX against Mariah Carey.
I am not, but I wish I were, because I would have been more observant of what was coming into my ears when I was just like, oh, fuck no, and start slapping at the proper buttons to get that to stop. But we hope that everybody out there is surviving Whamageddon well. We have nothing to report other than the fact that all four of us are still standing. But when it comes to Christmas, now, full disclosure, all of us to one degree or another are non-Christian folks with Christian backgrounds. Is that fair of me to say for all of us?
No, I think that's the right. Yeah, okay. That's good.
I mean, I'm an American, right?
I'm just a mishmash of random spiritual beliefs that I found attractive.
One belief under one nation under God, all that. Yeah, I got my fair share.
You notice they never say which God. I'm just going to
exactly. And of course,
please. I think we know, but keep going. Yeah. It's Yahweh or the highway.
As
man.
We all know, though, as all us good history buffs know. Under God was stuck in the 50s by the Knights of Columbus.
Yeah, during the communist scare.
Yeah, during the Red Scare.
Wily Knights.
Those Wily Knights. That sounds like a great title for a song. Wily Knights, Super Genius Days.
You mentioned the Knights of Columbus. When I was in 8th grade at graduation, they gave me...
Chris and I are both of a Catholic stripe in our youth.
They give 2 Sertoma Awards every year to individuals in the graduating class, and they gave one of them to me. Sertoma stands for Service to Mankind.
Yeah,
and I just love picturing them seeing my life trajectory since then and just cringing.
So before we go much further, I want to show you or share with you my badge of honor. I think I was at probably the age of 5, maybe 4, when I first got kicked out of Sunday school for asking too many questions.
Late bloomer, huh?
Yeah.
And seeing the loopholes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Competitive atheism.
Well, I was just told
I would have only copped to agnosticism at that point, to be fair.
Mom says that Mom told me that they simply said, well, this is just we don't feel this is the right place for him.
Actually, what Mom was trying to say was, they're really trying to get me to find a way to shut you the hell up. And I'm at my wit's end. Yeah. But, we go through the holiday seasons, whichever ones you care to imbibe in. And one of the things that I found really interesting, now I grew up with this a little bit, not in my own life, but I grew up, unsurprisingly, in a town called Germantown. And where my family is really a lot of, northeastern or northwestern European mutt-ism. I'm Irish, Scottish, English, German. That's pretty much it. So, but I had a lot of families around me that were second generation, first generation, people that immigrated here in the 30s and 20s and 10s. So I grew up with a lot of very German and Austrian and Polish families. And I distinctly remember once going into a friend's house after we were sledding, because that's what we did. And I remember seeing a bunch of golden sticks. They just looked like willow branches painted gold with like a rattle can of gold spray paint. And I always kind of wondered what the hell that was. And I saw it all through the year. But during the holiday time, I saw it festooned with a little bit more to draw the eye. And I remember asking my friend's mother what that was about. And my friend's mother explained it to me as, those are, this was great for like a 6-year-old me, right? those were sticks that were used to punish little children. And I'm like, oh, you mean those are like switches? And she goes, absolutely right. Those are birch rods is what they turned out to be. And they were painted gold. And birch, God. And they were there all year round. But during the holidays, they were made to be much more noticeable because they were, and I had no idea who this was, but they were Krampus switches. And I'm like, what? What's a Krampus? Now, flash.
Just step into my bag,
right? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we're heading into your part of the universe. So of course, now what's interesting is, for some reason, Krampus is getting a lot more traction these days.
Well, they gave it his old movie.
New again. Yeah.
Now, Mark, why don't you give us a little bit of a rundown with your experience with Krampus and maybe some of who and what Krampus actually is for those who don't know?
Oh, dear. Well, I didn't prepare my notes for this.
That's
Andrew,
all right. Just riff.
Krampus is a character that shows up across Europe, primarily in Germany.
Yeah, Germany and Austria is, I guess, where...
In Austria. And, it's like... and it is very German, I think, because it is excellent that young children who are good children should receive presents. But what do we do with the other ones?
Grab these sticks! Yeah.
And Krampus is there for them. And Krampus will put you in a bag and beat you.
Yeah, he essentially gives you the soap in a sock treatment while stuffed in a bag.
That's it.
Yeah, and actually,
but he doesn't kill you though, right? He doesn't take you off somewhere.
No.
He just beats the living
bad children.
Too easy.
Beats the living tar out of you, and then leaves you alone in hopes that he doesn't have to come back, or hopes that he does have to come back next time.
Just for our audience to make sure we get this right, he is a sort of a horned beast figure.
Yeah, he's a trad up devil, horns. Big fiery looking ton. He's often illustrated by being red, or in some cases he's charcoal black.
Yeah, charcoaly black. And this sort of he was also he started off as a kind of attendant to St. Nicholas, as St. Nicholas.
Yeah, in some stories I've heard that as well. Yeah,
and there's a very strange connection with this very odd character in the Netherlands called Black Peter, which they're doing something. Apparently, they're looking into the racial implications of that now, and going to do it. But Krampus, fortunately, is another species, and so we'll leave that to Peter Singer to work out at some later date.
Do Santa Claus and Krampus, do they ride together in the night and take turns?
It's interesting. Saint Nick, right? It's not Santa Claus. It's Saint Nick.
Whatever.
Bingo.
Right?
No, that's
I'm an American.
Actually a very important distinction. Like Dr. Peterson says, and Krampus actually has his own night, and that's Krampuslauf.
Right.
I believe I'm getting that right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Krampusnacht,
and Krampuslauf happens on Krampusnacht.
Exactly.
And which is the day before St. Nick's Day.
Yes, December 5th.
Oh.
Yeah. And a lot of this.
So the night before Christmas, you actually know whether you're worthy.
This is the night before St. Nick's Day.
Yeah.
Well, this is another weird, by the way, weird Wisconsin thing, which I've never seen anywhere else, which is St. Nick's Day, which is December 6th. That kids get presents.
And I did that this year as well. I brought Wisconsin here because, and I mean, look, I'm one of those kids where by the age of 5, I was a CIA level expert at opening packages and then resealing them.
You and me both.
Right? No, I knew how to get, and the whole game changed when my mom finally started buying actual 3M Scotch tape, because that shit you can't get past.
Yep.
The crap stuff that they used to have at Kmart, man, that stuff was easy. A little bit of thumb heat.
Piece of cake.
But and I think a lot of this, Mark, really has to do with the fact that us kids in the upper Midwest, we wanted at least a little something to tide us over, because we'd been fetishizing that JCPenney Christmas catalog, the big 2-inch thick one. We've been fetishizing that thing since like August, right?
Yeah.
And so we all in the good old Catholic bastion of southeastern Wisconsin, somebody was paying attention at Sunday school and went, wait, St. Nicholas has their own day? We should get presents on that day. We should get at least one. And so you're right. It's a very Midwestern thing.
That's about where they asked me to leave.
Southern Wisconsin, Northern Illinois.
We didn't do that up in Minnesota either, I have to say. It's all these Germans.
Yeah, well, that's because the good Lutherans wouldn't be talking about some
we're Scandinavians,
like
we live in the darkness 6 months
You got to watch those wily
So,
Germans.
But the thing that I find interesting about this is Krampus was a non-issue, was a non-thing, except in, little enclaves of concentrated Austrian, Hungarian. It's a pretty decent tradition in Hungary as well, and Germany. But really, round about the millennium, I mean, so we're talking about the year 2000.
Yeah.
Suddenly you start seeing Krampus brought up all the time. It's like there was fertile ground for good jokes and tormenting children for the better part of 150 years, and it took the internet to bring this up to people's attention, and now we're all about it now.
Well, and that's the theory that I would hypothesize, is that the internet, particularly with YouTube and Facebook,
and Wikipedia.
I was just going to say Wikipedia.
But with YouTube and Facebook, we started seeing videos of Krampuslauf from from the
Berlin and stuff,
from the mountain towns throughout.
In the red light district of Berlin.
And I think a lot of people sat up and went, "Ooh, that looks like fun. What's that?"
Exactly.
A scary component to Christmas.
Oh, it's fun. All right.
Wicked laugh.
I wonder, could it be the case that now that you've said that, the internet brought Krampus, there's some weird sense, isn't there, in which the internet is Krampus? Isn't there some weird?
Sort of.
I'm just thinking, maybe Facebook anyway.
I will say Facebook. Sure.
Or maybe being banished to MySpace would be
Hello, GeoCities.
It has taken on this. Good Lord, GeoCities.
Wow.
That's coming back, right? MySpace is coming back. It's coming back under a different name, but it has come back.
Yeah, just so long as
Meta.
I was just going to say, so long as it's not owned by Mark.
We're going to say it doesn't meta.
It's not.
I wouldn't be surprised, because I think the world is ripe right now for another social media platform that isn't Facebook.
The logo is pretty close to the MySpace logo was. It's totally and the channel is just what it is. Get your dust off your coding skills, because you're gonna do the coding just like you used to do in the MySpace days.
And then Krampus will only visit the people who still sit on Facebook,
right?
Because they're being bad. They're contributing to an evil human being.
This
sort of
ugly, horned SOB that will beat the tar out of you, so be good for goodness sakes.
That's what, I just figured out how this podcast is going to finally make money. We are going to combine our two lead stories here into one service. It is hire a Krampus. And you just get on, you put in the information, you say, I want this person's stuff to do a bag and beaten with golden bird switches.
A Krampus?
Hey, I don't have to become what I already am, son. But yeah.
We'll send you a free bag of soap.
There you go. Yeah. But
wow.
Interestingly,
a sock full of soap.
Sock full of soap.
Right. Yeah. We're going to send it to you over and over and over again until you learn. But interestingly, one of the things that probably came from the Krampus mythology that translated over to our, and I'm going to say our Western mythology of Santa Claus, is the idea of getting coal in your stocking for Christmas.
Well, that's where that came from. That bastard.
Santa Claus, Saint Nick would only deal with the good children because Krampus has already weeded out all the bad children and filled their stockings with coal. And when Santa came in, looked at the stockings, if one was laden and heavy with rocks, he knew fuck you, kid.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The night before Christmas or St. Nick's Day, you would know whether you were golden or not. I mean, either you got the tar beat out of you and you got coal in your stockings, or you could breathe easy knowing that...
I'm just flashing on Chico Marx right here. It's like everybody knows there's no such a thing as a sanity clause.
There's no such a thing as a sanity clause. Well, I got to admit, though, before we go to break, I got to admit that one of my favorite things is when somebody gets joke coal in their stocking, because that is licorice-flavored rock candy. Bring it.
Awesome.
So, good stuff.
The coal thing actually is pretty interesting to me. I did some reading on it some years back, and my understanding is that the origins of the lump of coal, it wasn't entirely a bad gift. I mean, the kids didn't
because
want
you were able to burn it and stay warm and not freeze.
It was heating fuel for the family.
It was more that instead of something special and precious, you were given something that challenged your impressions of what precious was. It was the difference between a nice, beautiful, pretty, shiny thing that wasn't necessary versus you get a utilitarian present for Christmas. Nothing but socks for you.
Well, and it's also about, exactly. It's also about, it's about a present that reinforces the idea of providing for the family, providing for the tribe, thinking of other people.
Yeah. And you get this to help stay alive, but you need to remember that this happened in order to not have it happen next year. But that is expressly why, going back to the beginning of my story, where when I went into that house, those golden rods were on display all year long to remind children of Krampus watching them. Not that that's creepy at all.
I always thought Santa watching us, it was creepy.
Santa's got some explaining to do when it comes to his technique, because that's just creepy AF. Anyways, folks, we're going to be right back on the other side of this break with, I don't know what the hell it is, and neither do we either. That's kind of baked into the model of this show. But I'm Andy, that's Dr. Mark, that's Chris, that's Ty. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Ho, ho, ho.
So, I mean, I wonder if we could, can Krampus actually become a little bit more eco-friendly?
Like what, organic coal?
Lighten up the carbon. Lighten up the...
He only beats oil executives.
You're right. Krampus's carbon footprint's really fucking high.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Santa flies around the world, in 24 hours magically.
Magically?
Well, I don't know. What are reindeer's carbon emissions? I mean, you figure they gotta fart every once in a while.
I think it would be methane, like cattle.
Right? Yeah.
It's the same
exactly.
kind
Methane.
of reindeer farting. I think that's it. Or unless they fart rainbows, that's unicorns.
No, that's unicorns.
Hey, everybody. Andrew here. Yeah. I'm back to bug you about protecting yourself and your family against COVID-19. And this will take a minute. Look, we're all sick of dealing with this stupid virus. But honestly, we don't have the luxury of being so over it. As of this airing, there have been 271 million cases and 5.3 million deaths worldwide, including 800,000 Americans. 800,000 Americans not here for the holidays. 800,000 people who are now just memories. Since the rollout of the vaccines in late 2020, the majority of U.S. deaths could have been prevented. Yes, there are breakthrough cases, and yes, those case numbers are a bit higher than expected. But the simple fact is, vaccines save lives by reducing the severity of COVID-19. They keep the majority of fully vaccinated people who do have breakthrough cases out of the hospital. And in the unlikely event they are hospitalized, statistically speaking, they will more often than not keep people from dying. Those are simple statistical facts. We know these things to be true. No matter what you may hear from people who think they know, these are facts. We have real-world data on them. What we don't yet have full information on, however, is the toll contracting COVID-19 takes on the human body long-term. But the early data is hinting strongly that it's not good. We are seeing many cases of those unvaccinated folks who've recovered from a COVID-19 infection have long-term health issues. Things like heart inflammation, heart weakening, reduced lung capacity, organ damage, brain fog, and lingering lack of energy. And the list goes on. We know a lot about this virus now, 2 years in, but there's a lot we still don't know about the long-term damage this virus does to the human body. That will only be illustrated over time by those unfortunate people who contracted this thing, but were fortunate to recover, thanks in large part to medical science. There are plenty of real-world conspiracies happening today, but COVID-19 isn't fucking one of them. Neither is the amazing scientific success story that is the development and deployment of such a highly effective vaccine for a completely novel virus. Seriously, this beats the Apollo moon landings as far as amazing scientific accomplishments go. Don't dishonor all those researchers who developed this amazing medical tool, and all the doctors, nurses, and other exhausted medical professionals who've helped us fight this deadly thing by buying into the garbage conspiracy theories, pseudoscience, and politically motivated disinformation. Political differences of opinion are how to pay for a new sport ball stadium, not whether or not science is fucking real. We have the tools to fight this thing, including both the Delta and new Omicron variants. Shots, soap, safe space, surgical masks, and smarts. Stupid simple to combat stupid, selfish people. Yeah, I said it. Stupid, selfish people. That is our biggest problem right now. It's not the virus itself anymore. It's stupid people who think they know better than the virus, know better than doctors, know better than science. Stop thinking you can just go back to the way things used to be even if vaccinated. It's too soon for that. Don't be stupid. Yeah, I said it again, stupid. Observe social distancing. Keep washing your hands. Stay wearing a mask in public or even in private if there's even a question about somebody else's status. If you haven't been boosted, get that way. And for the love of humanity, if you haven't gotten your actual shots, fucking get them. Young people and children too, including your regular old flu jab. Look, we're all tired of this. We're all through with coronavirus. But the simple truth is, coronavirus isn't through with us. We're being actively hunted by a microscopic serial killer who doesn't give a shit in a petri dish about how we're feeling emotionally. All it cares about is that we tire of being vigilant and let our guard down. That's all it's looking for. We have to keep fighting. Stay strong, stay smart, and do everyone a favor and call out stupid people and disinformation wherever and whenever you see it. To find out where to get vaccinated or boosted in your area, in the US, go to vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Or check with your local health authority worldwide. And get your damned shots. This is an exasperated, tired, and fucking cranky public service announcement from the KYHO team. And we are back for our final segment on this episode of Keep Your Hat On, the penultimate episode of 2021. I'm Andrew Scott. That's Chris Vacano. That is Ty Robert Anthony. That is Dr. Mark Peterson. And I'm throwing it out to you guys because it's that time of year. What do you guys listen to this time of year? What is your go-to?
I'll tell you what I'm
for
not
lack of a better way of saying
year.
what? Good point. Yeah, exactly.
Last
We're all
Christmas
trying not
by
to.
Wham. Yep.
But Ty, let's start with you. What's your go-to kind of Christmas tune? What should we be putting in the KYHO Christmas Spotify playlist?
I gotta say, the one that gets me every year is Lennon's So This Is Christmas.
Oh, it's going to go there too. Yeah.
I think we can call that a tie in good conscience.
That just really hits me, right? Because it really speaks to how we should be treating each other the rest of the year.
But you mean you're not a fan of Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney?
I am a fan of that too. I just
no, I would rather stab hot, flaming rods of sharpened iron into my. Don't do it. We can't pay for the. We sure as the fuck can't pay for the rights to that.
And that's exactly why I like it.
Enjoy that song because it's got the
it's just frivolous fun.
Kind of festive feel.
Thank you. I'd rather go dark.
Yeah, Chris, what about you though?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, my contribution today is totally NSFW.
I'll take that. This is an NSFW show.
Or it's NSFC.
It says so
not
right in the
safe
disclaimer.
For Christmas.
Very good.
I'm sorry, NSFW.
Not safe for Whamageddon? Is that what you're going to go with?
No, not safe for Wenceslas.
Wenceslas. Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Well played, sir.
But I absolutely love it, and every year, and people give me the funniest looks whenever I share it with them. It's this wonderful jazz song by Bill Mumy and Sarah Taylor. And her voice is so sultry. The song is called I've Got Some Presents for Santa, and it is filthy. I mean, so yeah, actually, I've sort of, I've gone the distance I was prepared to go on that it's absolutely filthy and all double entendres. And
I don't even know if they're double entendres. I think they're just fucking in your face entendres.
The music, yeah, that's true. The music is so pleasant, and her voice is so silky smooth. I mean, it just pours down like honey.
Are we going to put that on the Spotify list?
We are going to put that on the Spotify list if it's available, because nobody can censor the likes of us.
Right.
But Mark, what do you go to? You have so many different flavors of Christmas tradition in your family.
It runs all the way through. It's like there wasn't a Christmas that went by all through high school where I didn't perform like the Messiah,
right,
or Judas Maccabeus, which was also actually kind of awesome. Well, I sort of lived in a Jewish neighborhood in Chicago, so if we did the Messiah one year, we had to do Judas Maccabeus the next year. You know, balance. It was good, and it's handle. You can handle it. But when I always go to this, I'm going to go with Robert here a little bit to Lennon, but also. The song that I always remember just like shredding me when I was a teenager was Jethro Tull's Christmas song from Living in the Past.
Right. And you know what? That is, I don't think that there's been a Christmas that has gone by in the last 20 years where in my house that song hasn't been played. I've carried forward a kind of a playlist where that's part of it, and the other part of it is, and this isn't my song. I'll get to that in a second, but highly recommend the two most noted Celtic inspired voices in the world are, of course, Enya and Lorena McKinnon. Now, Enya came out with a Christmas album a number of years ago. It's very lovely. It sounds exactly like you think Enya would sound. Highly recommend Lorena McKinnon's album "And Winter Came."
Oh, I haven't heard that.
I'll have to check that out.
Mark, check your email box. I will hook you up with the MP3s. All illegal. Awesome. Come at me, man, or haul me away for this.
I love her. I'll pay. I want her to have the money. So,
but my song is one that is very near and dear to my heart. It's also, I know for a fact through conversation, it's also very near and dear to Chris's heart. And really is a song that I think there's no song for me that encapsulates the coming of age angst that happens in a child when they transfer over the threshold into young adulthood and they understand that Christmas as we celebrate it isn't really the Christmas that we've been upsold through our traditions. And this song,
right.
this song is written by Greg Lake of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and it's called I Believe in Father Christmas. And it was a sad irony to me that a number of years ago we lost both Greg Lake and Keith Emerson within a 12-month period. But this song to me really, boy, you want to talk about a zeitgeist. This actually, hearing this song puts me back at the actual moment where I suddenly had that dawning realization about what this time of year is supposed to mean versus what it really is. And when I was recording with my buddy Ron Kajawa, who plays the guitars on our theme song, we were approached by a DJ at the time. It was the second largest FM rock radio station in our market in Milwaukee. And the DJ Lana was doing a special show of local musicians all doing Christmas music. And Ron picked Little Drummer Boy, I believe, and I picked I Believe in Father Christmas. And it was very interesting because we were both pretty new at the self-produce your own music thing. And I was very new at programming things like sequencers and synthesizers and drum machines and all that. And it was kind of audacious of me to pick a song by arguably one of the most important prog rock groups of all time, ELP.
I don't think there's any argument.
I didn't go in low. I didn't go in low. I went in with pretty high expectations. And I remember Ron looking at me going, "Do you think you can pull that off?" And I was like, "Well, there's one fucking way to find out."
Let's see.
And so what I did and what we did, he plays the guitars on it, and everything else that you hear is either me and my voice or synthesizers programmed by me. But it's still, in my mind, one of the most beautiful holiday songs ever written. And we're going to go out with that. Here it is now. But listen, everybody, we all hope that you have a wonderful holiday season. We all hope that you're happy and healthy. And from Dr. Mark and Chris and Ty and me, have a wonderful holiday, and we'll talk to you again for our New Year's Eve Day episode. You've been listening to Keep Your Hat On the Narrowband Broadcast Network. And remember, keep that hat on, because like Santa, we may end up miles from here. Take care, everybody. Happy holidays. Wash your hands, get your shot, wear your mask. And we'll see you again next time. And watch for Krampus. We'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
They said there would be snow at Christmas. They said there would be peace. But instead it just kept on raining. A veil of tears for the virgin birth. I remember one Christmas morning, the winter's light and the distant choir, the peal of a bell in my Christmas tree smell. Eyes full of tinsel and fire.
There's a chunk of time you can't get back. From Portland, Oregon, this has been Keep Your Hat On, a big little show about a whole lot of nothing in particular. Keep Your Hat On is a narrowband broadcast network production in association with PodSquadPDX.com. Andrew Scott, executive producer. Robert Anthony and Chris Vicano, associate producers. Our theme music was written and produced by Andrew Scott, along with help from Ron Kajawa. Website design and maintenance by Vicano Creative, Chris Vicano Webmaster. Available at VicanoCreative.com. Audio and video production by Andrew Scott, available at AndrewScottMedia.com. Got ideas or comments for the show? Email us at talkback@kyhopodcast.com, and don't forget to like, click, and subscribe. On behalf of the boys, I'm your announcer, Michael Brumage. Thanks for listening. I guess.
Hey, if any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there on Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
NBBN.
The Narrowband Broadcast Network.
The focus is on you.